Welcome to Week 3 Live Chat Part 2. In this session, we are going to continue building our understanding of how marketing actually works in the real world. Up to this point, you've been exposed to the foundational ideas of marketing strategy, and now we're shifting into something that is far more operational, and frankly, it's where a lot of companies either succeed spectacularly or they struggle miserably. Our focus is on how products move, how value is delivered, and how businesses connect what they create to the customers who ultimately use those things. This is where strategy meets execution. It's one thing to design a great product, it's another thing entirely to make sure it gets into the hands of the right customer at the right time, in the right condition, and at a cost that still allows the company to earn a profit. As we move forward, begin thinking like both a business owner and a customer. Ask yourself how products actually get to you and what has to happen behind the scenes to make all of that possible.
Hi everyone, Dr. Mark Dennis here. Think for a moment how every product you have around you found its way to you. From the manufacturing process to the sales process to the shipping that delivered it to your door, there are dozens and dozens of decisions that are made along the way. As you continue your studies this week, take some time to notice all of those systems that surround us all. The more you start to tune in and see them, the more all of this marketing stuff begins to make sense. Because this is where marketing becomes real. Let's dive in and study it a little more closely.
Let's begin with the concept of a value delivery network. This is one of those ideas that sounds simple at first, but the more you think about it, the more powerful it becomes. A value delivery network includes everyone involved in creating and delivering a product to the final customer. That includes the company itself, its suppliers, distributors, retailers, and even the customers. Yes, customers are part of the network because their feedback, preferences, and behaviors shape how the entire system operates. Think about a company like a major beverage producer. It's not just about mixing ingredients and bottling drinks. There are suppliers providing raw materials, logistics companies transporting goods, retailers stocking shelves, and marketing teams communicating value. All of these pieces must work together smoothly. If one part of the network breaks down, the entire system feels it. That is why companies invest so much in managing relationships across this network. It's not just about efficiency, it's about delivering consistent value. Let's discuss channel levels. This is where we begin to see how products move from producers to consumers. A channel level refers to each layer of intermediaries who are involved in getting a product to the final buyer. The simplest version is a direct channel where a company sells straight to the consumer. Think of this as a company that makes sales through its own website. On the other hand, indirect channels include one or more intermediaries. These could be wholesalers, distributors, or retailers. Each intermediary adds a layer, and each layer performs a function, whether that is storage, transportation, or selling. The key takeaway here is that more levels do not necessarily mean worse or better. It depends on the product as well as the strategy. Some companies need intermediaries to scale efficiently. Others benefit from direct relationships with customers. As a future marketer, your role is to understand which channel structure best fits your product and your customer base. Marketing logistics and supply chain management. This is where things get operational very quickly. Supply chain management involves managing the flow of materials, products, and information from suppliers all the way to the final customer. It includes both upstream activities like sourcing materials and downstream activities like delivering finished goods. Marketing logistics focuses specifically on the physical movement and storage of goods. This includes forecasting demand, managing inventory, coordinating transportation, and ensuring products arrive on time. Think about how complex this becomes at scale. A delay in one part of the supply chain can ripple through the entire system. That is why companies invest heavily in logistics technology and coordination. This is not just about efficiency. It is also about meeting customer expectations consistently. Let's take a closer look at marketing logistics, also known as physical distribution. This involves planning, implementing, and controlling the flow of goods from origin to consumption. But what makes modern logistics especially interesting is the shift toward customer-centered logistics. Instead of starting with the factory and pushing products outward, companies now often start with customer demand and they work backward. This ensures that what is produced actually does align with what customers want. There are also three key types of logistics to understand. Inbound logistics brings materials into the company. Outbound logistics moves finished goods to customers. Reverse logistics handles returns, recycling, and disposal. That last one has become increasingly important in today's environment, especially with sustainability concerns and e-commerce returns. Now we transition into retailing and wholesaling, which represent the customer-facing side of distribution. Retailers are the businesses you interact with directly as a consumer. Wholesalers operate behind the scenes, supplying products to retailers or other businesses. Understanding how these two roles function helps you see the bigger picture of how products move through the market. Consider for a moment the major types of retail stores. Retailers come in many forms, each designed to meet different customer needs. Specialty stores focus on a narrow product line but offer deep selection. Department stores carry a wide variety of product lines organized into, you guessed it, departments. Supermarkets focus on high volume and low margins. Convenience stores prioritize accessibility and speed. Discount stores compete on price, while off-price retailers offer branded goods at reduced prices. Then there are superstores, which combine large assortments with convenience. What's important here is that each type of retailer represents a strategic choice. Companies choose formats based on their target market, pricing strategy, and competitive positioning. Let's look at some different types of retail organizations. Corporate chains are commonly owned and controlled stores, allowing for economies of scale. Voluntary chains and cooperatives represent independent retailers working together to gain purchasing power. Franchise organizations are particularly interesting. They allow individuals to operate under an established brand while following a proven business model. Each structure offers different advantages in terms of control, flexibility, and scalability. As a marketer, understanding these structures helps you tailor strategies to fit the organization. Shopping centers are another important part of the retail landscape. Regional centers are large malls with many stores. Community centers serve broader neighborhoods, while neighborhood centers focus on convenience. Power centers bring together large retailers into a single area, often without enclosed spaces. And lifestyle centers combine shopping with entertainment and experiences. The evolution of these centers reflects changing consumer behavior. People are not just shopping, they are seeking an experience. Now we shift to wholesalers, starting with merchant wholesalers and brokers. Merchant wholesalers take ownership of the goods they sell. They handle storage, risk, and distribution. Brokers, on the other hand, do not take ownership. They simply facilitate transactions and earn commissions. The distinction matters because it affects how value is created and where risks are assumed. Continuing with wholesalers, we now look at agents and manufacturer or retailer branches. Agents represent buyers or sellers on a more permanent basis, but still do not take ownership of goods. Manufacturer and retailer branches involve companies handling their own wholesale functions internally. These variations show that wholesaling is not a one-size-fits-all model. Companies choose structures based on efficiency, control, and cost considerations. Now, let's bring everything together with promotion decisions. Retailers use a combination of advertising, personal selling, sales promotions, public relations, and digital marketing to reach customers. Each tool serves a different purpose. Advertising builds awareness. Personal selling builds relationships. Promotions drive short-term action. Public relations shapes reputation. Digital marketing connects all of these in real time. The key is integration. Successful retailers do not rely on just one method. They combine these tools to create a consistent message. Let's take another look at your final marketing project and the 4 P's of the marketing mix. This, of course, is where everything we have discussed begins to connect. The 4 P's represent the core decisions every marketer must make: product, place, promotion, and price. Each one influences the others. It is impossible to make decisions about pricing without also considering distribution. You cannot design promotion without understanding your product. This framework helps you think holistically about marketing strategy. Our focus this time is on promotion, which is one of the most visible, and for many people, the most recognizable part of the marketing mix. Promotion is all about how a company communicates the value of its product to the target market. It answers a very simple but important question. How do customers find out about what you offer, and why should they care? There are 5 primary tools that make up the promotional mix. The first is advertising, which includes things like television, online ads, social media campaigns, and print media. This is typically used to build awareness and to reach a broad audience. Second is personal selling. This involves direct interaction between a salesperson and the customer. This is especially important in situations where the product is complex or requires explanation. Third is sales promotion, which includes short-term incentives like discounts, coupons, or limited time offers designed to encourage immediate action. Fourth is public relations, or PR, which focuses on building a positive image and managing relationships with the public. This could include events, press releases, or community involvement. And finally, there is direct and digital marketing, which allows companies to engage with customers more personally and in real time through email, social media, websites, and mobile platforms. And this is where it gets interesting. Effective promotion is not about using just one of these tools. Instead, it is about combining them in a way that creates a consistent and compelling message. This is often referred to as integrated marketing communications. As you think about your marketing project, consider how you will promote your product. Who are you trying to reach? Where do they spend their time? And which combination of promotional tools would be most effective in capturing their attention and motivating them to take action? At the end of the day, promotion is not just about making noise. It is about delivering the right message to the right audience at the right time and in a way that actually resonates. At its core, promotion is about creating customer awareness. Before someone can even consider buying a product, they have to know it exists. That sounds obvious, but it's one of the biggest hurdles that companies face. If your target audience is not aware of your product, nothing else in your marketing strategy really matters. From there, we move into some of the specific tools that companies use to build that awareness and to drive action. First, we have advertising. This is what most people think of when they hear the word marketing. It includes everything from social media ads to television commercials to search engine marketing. Advertising is powerful because it allows companies to reach large audiences quickly and consistently. Next are the coupons and the rebates and the discounts. These are all forms of sales promotion, and they are designed to create a sense of urgency. They give customers a reason to act now rather than later. You have probably experienced this yourself when you see a limited time offer or a percentage off deal. It nudges you towards making a choice and eventually, of course, a purchase. Then we have giveaways, which can be especially effective for building interest and engagement. Whether it's a free sample or a promotional item, giveaways lower the barrier for customers to try something new. And finally, there is publicity. Publicity is a little bit different from advertising. In fact, publicity is often earned rather than paid for. This could include media coverage, word of mouth, or social sharing. In many cases, publicity carries more credibility because it feels more organic and less like a direct sales pitch. As you look at this list, notice something important. These tools are most effective when they are used together, not in isolation. A strong promotional strategy combines multiple approaches to reinforce the message and to reach customers in different ways. So, as you work on your marketing project, think about how you will create awareness and motivate action. What mix of these tools makes the most sense for your audience? And how will you make your message stand out in a very crowded marketplace? That is the real challenge and also the real opportunity when it comes to promotion. As we wrap up, take a step back and think about what we've learned so far. Marketing is not just about creativity or messaging. It is about systems, coordination, and execution. It is also about making sure that value is created and, of course, delivered efficiently and effectively. Pay attention to the systems around you. Notice how products move, how stores are organized, and how companies communicate with you. The more you observe, the more this concept will come to life. See you online.